my father and his father before him. Things have changed greatly over the years, not least the ships themselves. Just look through the bottle and you'll see what I mean. In my grandfather's time, man braved the oceans in sailing ships, and the weather was all important. Then, the sails were replaced with steam power. And later, diesel. Ships became bigger, faster, and more dependable. Then, in 1967, came a new type. The first ocean-going ro-ro container ship, the Atlantic Span. My years with the Atlantic Container Line have been at the Kockums Shipyard.
Your name shall be Atlantic Companion. May luck and fortune always be with you and your crew on your way across the high sea.
And here she is, coming into the harbor at Gothenburg, an experience I'll never forget. She's the first of a series of 5 completely new ro-ro container ships for the ACL fleet, and a magnificent piece of engineering. She's not only twice as big as her predecessors, but has an entirely new stack cell system for containers on the weather deck, and a 12.5-meter wide jumbo ramp. It's got 8 cargo decks designed for maximum flexibility. They take cars, trailers, containers, and all kinds of heavy odd mix cargo. Between the decks are fixed ramps. There are no fewer than 30,000. The most fantastic thing about the Atlantic Companion, however, is the stack cell system. It cuts handling time in half and completely eliminates the need for lashing. And it's safe in port as well as at sea. You can stack up to 4 containers, no weight limit, with no manual securing whatever. And check for reefer containers. Containers can, of course, be stacked in the holds. Once the hatches are closed, you can continue stacking on top. The stacking system continues straight on through. If you had asked me 10 years ago, I wouldn't have thought any of this possible. Every operation runs like clockwork. No detail has been left out. Well, I suppose you're anxious to get moving, and believe me, so were we. First, we headed for a number of European ports to load cargo. And at every stop, everything went smoothly and efficiently. No bottlenecks anywhere. The containers were lifted into the stacks, and the various loads flowed over the ramp in what seemed no time at all. The 7,000 lashing points made securing the odd-size cargo mere routine. No improvisation. And plenty of headroom. when the last container at our final European port of call was lifted on board. And in the evening, we set out for the United States, a pilot guiding us out through the harbor. Ahead of us, a safe, comfortable crossing guaranteed by the very latest in navigational technology. That people is still the most important consideration is more than apparent everywhere, what with the excellent food, the recreational facilities, and the private cabins. Seeing all this, it's hard to imagine what it must have been like in the old days. The 23,600 horsepower engine thrusts us towards our destination at a steady 18 knots. As we approach New York, we run into a bit of rough weather and soon realize that the reception that had been planned for us would have to be postponed. The ramp is lowered. Soon, the unloading can begin. Work proceeds quickly around the clock. Time is money. And the Atlantic Companion is designed to load and unload at an incredible speed, yet with maximum safety for both workers and the cargo. Leaving New York, we were given a magnificent send-off, a wonderful welcome back for the Atlantic Companion. Well, I guess that brings me to the end of my letter. Now, you might wonder why I wrote it. Plain, old-fashioned enthusiasm, I suppose. Well, I'm sure you can understand why.